G'day guys, welcome to my RX feature video. Today I'll be talking to you guys about Hyundai Aleague for week 19's predictions for 2021 guys. So let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Melbourne City going up against the Newcastle Jets. Now, I heard that in this game, the Melbourne City side have been really good so far. I just don't think the Newcastle Jets will basically have this win. They've got good players, I know, but it's highly likely that I don't think the Newcastle Jets will win against this good quality Melbourne City side. The Melbourne City have basically got really good players, and I reckon for my benefit, the Melbourne City will have a really good win in that game. And for this ideal clash, Melbourne City side, I reckon they'll come out firing in that game and they will put pressure on the Newcastle Jets, but that's not ideal. But I hate to think if Newcastle Jets will win, I won't be surprised. Like, the Newcastle Jets have been alright, but it doesn't still mean that they will offer them like penalties and all that stuff. But in that game, in my prediction though, I'm going to go with the Melbourne City side in that game, and I'm going to go with 3-0 for that scoreline. And in that match, like, I just think the Melbourne City side will have a really good win, and I just have a gut feeling that in this match, like, it will be a pretty hard scoreline in that game. But in this game, like, I'd say Newcastle Jets, I reckon they will have a really good win, but I just have a gut feeling in this game, like, it will be a pretty ideal clash. The Newcastle Jets have been really not good so far, but in this game, like, I reckon it will be a pretty hard clash in that game. So I'm going to go with the Melbourne City 3-0 anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Adelaide United going up against the Western United. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, like, the Adelaide United, as I mentioned in that last video, I don't think, like, it will be a very hard do-or-die clash, but I reckon it'll be a tight game. As I think about the Adelaide United, they have been absolutely really ideal in that game, and I just think, like, in this game, I don't really think about this match like it will be a pretty hard game in that match. Like, sorry, like, the Western United have been, they've been like alright so far, but the Adelaide United have been pretty much better than like any good clubs in that game. And obviously in this match, like, I reckon Adelaide United will just come out firing in this game. So I'm going to go with Adelaide United in this one, and I'm going to go with 3-2 in that match. And I just think the Western United will come out firing in the first half, but then I reckon the Adelaide United will come out firing in the second half to really get 3-2 for that scoreline. And I reckon that they will get that scoreline to make it a tight game anyway. And I just don't think the Western United will basically win in that game, and I reckon Adelaide United will only just win in that match to basically put pressure on the Western United side. Obviously, for their home game, the Adelaide United, I reckon they will win in that match. But I just hate to think in that game, I reckon the Western United will win. Highly likely they will, but I just don't think they will. So I'm going to go with Adelaide United in this one, and that scoreline, in my opinion, I'm going to go with my prediction 3-2 in that game anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Perth Glory going up against the MACC FC. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, like, the Perth Glory side have been alright, but they haven't been good enough at the moment, and they've not been absolutely, like, working their butts off to basically, like, prove that they want to, like, win or lose in that game. And for obviously in this game, like, I just don't think that they will obviously win in that game. But going up against this Macarthur FC side, they've been alright at the moment, but they're just averagely not working like a really good benefit tactic in that game. Like, I don't think in this game, like, Newcastle FC will be an alright team, but going up against this Perth Glory side, I just don't think the Perth Glory will win. But I reckon the Macarthur FC will come out firing in that game to really snatch a really good victory in that game. So I'm going to go with the Macarthur FC in this one, and I'm going to go with 4-2 in that game. And I just don't think the Perth Glory will... Like, the Perth Glory, I reckon they'll struggle in that game. And obviously in this match, like, it will be a do-or-die clash, but I just don't think, like, the Perth Glory will win in that game, and I reckon the Macarthur FC will snatch a really good victory, but in that game, it will be a tight game, and it will be a hard game. So, in this match, like, I just think in this game, it will be a pretty tight game. Averagely, will be good, but I'm going to go with 4-2 in that game, and I just think that Macarthur FC will snatch a really good victory, but then I reckon the Perth Glory side will struggle in that game anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Brisbane Roar going up against the Wellington Phoenix. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, like, the Wellington Phoenix have been alright so far, but the Brisbane Roar side, since they won against the Mariners 4-0, I just don't think they will lose in that game. They won't struggle, but I just have a gut feeling in this game it will be a really do-or-die clash. And obviously in this game, like, it has been an alright benefit. Like, the Brisbane Roar side have got really good players out there, and I just reckon in this game it will be an alright clash. But going up against this Wellington Phoenix side, the Wellington Phoenix have been alright so far, but it was just hard for this decision, and I just don't think, like, the Brisbane Roar will struggle in that game, but I reckon the Wellington Phoenix will struggle in that match. So I'm going to go with the Brisbane Roar side in this one, and I'm going to go with 3-1 in that game. I just have a gut feeling in this match that it will be an alright game, but it just doesn't really work like that if you want to, like, have the solid attack, but then you have that sloppy defense. If you want to have that good attack, you need to defend really well. And for these two sides, they've been absolutely ecstatic, and they've been absolutely alright. And I reckon in this game, it will be pretty much a tight game. And for the Wellington Phoenix that have been improving so far, I just reckon it will be a do-or-die clash. But it will be a very tight game anyway, and I just don't think, like, the Wellington Phoenix will win, but they will struggle in that game. So I'm going to go with the Brisbane Roar side, 3-1 for that score anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Western Sydney Wanderers going up against the Sydney FC. This one's going to be a Sydney derby in this match, and I just don't think, like, this game's going to be a very easy match. I reckon it'll be a hard game, and I just have a gut feeling in this match, like, the Western Sydney Wanderers will be a very do-or-die team, but I reckon in this game it will be a very tight match. But the players in that have been alright, but they haven't really executed very well for other teams to obviously verse against. But in this game, like, the Sydney FC have been really good so far. But since it's going to be a Sydney derby at Bankwest Stadium for that clash, I just don't think it will be an easy game. I reckon it's going to be a hard game. I reckon it's going to be a sellout crowd, and obviously it's just going to be a very hard game. And I just reckon it will be a very solid game, but it's going to be a tight game. So, at the moment though, what I think about this game, I'm going to go with the Sydney FC in this one, and I'm going to go with 2-0 for that scoreline anyway, and I just think that it will be a very tight match anyway, but it will come down to the final decision if the Western Sydney Wanderers win or if the Sydney FC will win. I reckon in this game it will be a very good clash, but since it's a Sydney derby, I reckon it'll be a sellout, packed out crowd. But I have a gut feeling in this game it will be a very tight game, and I just don't think things will work out as planned. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Sydney FC 2-0 anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Melbourne Victory going up against the Central Coast Mariners. Now, in this game, the Central Coast Mariners have been pretty solid so far, but at the moment, though, they haven't been really solid. They're just lacking defence. Good attack, but defence has been pretty soft lately, and I just don't think in this game it will be a very do-or-die clash. I reckon in this game it's going to be a very 50-50. I just think that Melbourne Victory will come out firing, but it won't be a good enough game for them. I reckon the Central Coast Mariners will win in this game. I just don't think in this match, the Central Coast Mariners will win, but I reckon they will. And I reckon they'll only just win in that game. So in this match, though, I'm going to go with the Central Coast Mariners in this one, and I'm going to go with 4-0 in that game. I reckon the Mariners will come out firing since they lost against the Brisbane Roar. I reckon they'll come out firing in this game, and I reckon they'll have a really awesome game. They'll obviously beat the Melbourne Victory side anyway. I just don't think Melbourne Victory will obviously win in that match, but it will be a do-or-die clash. I just don't think in this game it will be a very easy game, but still, they've got good players out there, and obviously in this game, in that game, it has been alright so far, but at the moment, it's been not really ideal for the Melbourne Victory side. So I'm going to go with the Central Coast Mariners 4-0 for that scoreline, and I reckon they will put pressure and come out firing against the Melbourne Victory anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Brisbane Roar going up against the Western United. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, the Brisbane Roar side have been, as I mentioned, they've been absolutely really good so far, but I just don't think in this game it's going to be a very do-or-die clash, but I reckon in this game it's going to be really solid so far, but I reckon it won't be big of a clash. But as I mentioned, the Brisbane Roar side have been pretty much all right in that game, and obviously in this match, the Brisbane Roar have been absolutely executing lately, and I just don't think in this match it will be an alright game, but I just don't think in this match it will be a very do-or-die clash. But in this match, the Brisbane Roar side have been pretty good so far, and obviously in this game, I just reckon in this game, the Western United side, I reckon they will win. But yeah, so I'm going to go with the Western United side, and I'm going to go with 2-1 for that scoreline. And I just reckon in this game, it will be a pretty solid clash. But in that game, I just don't think it will be a very do-or-die clash, and I just reckon in this match it will be a pretty solid game, and I just reckon in this match the Western United side will come out firing in that game, and I just reckon in this match it will be a very do-or-die clash. So I'm going to go with the Western United side 2-1 for that scoreline. And finally, the next game of this match, we see the Perth Glory going up against the Melbourne City. Now, in this game, what I do think about this match, the Melbourne City, as I mentioned before, They've been absolutely alright so far, but it's like a do or die clash, and obviously in this game it has been pretty much alright so far, but in this game, like, what I do think about this match, it has been like, what I think about it is Melbourne City have been improving so far. They've got a lot of players out there, such as like Jamie McLaren, Andrew Naboot, Craig Noon. They obviously got Scott Jameson. They've got good players out there, and I reckon Jamie McLaren has been improving a lot, but I don't see him scoring that much of goals lately, since I haven't really seen him scoring much of them. But in this game, like, I reckon the Perth Glory side will come up firing in this game, but I reckon it'll be a tight match in that game. So I reckon the Melbourne City will basically win in this game, but it's not going to be very tight in that game. But in this match, like, the Melbourne City side, I reckon they will win. So I'm going to go with the Melbourne City side in that game, and I'm going to go with 4-3 in that match. And I reckon it'll be a tight game. I reckon the Perth Glory side will improve in the first half, but then I reckon the Melbourne City side will improve in the second half, and I reckon I'll come out firing with 4 goals to Jamie McLaren anyway. And I reckon that this game will be a solid match, but I reckon the Melbourne City will come out firing and just put pressure on the Perth Glory side, and I reckon they will obviously win in that game anyway. So I'm going to go with 4-3 for that scoreline to beat the Perth Glory anyway. Thanks guys so much for my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. We'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 300 subscribers. We're sitting on 209 anyway, so let's get up to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.